Hi, I'm Marie. I'm a second grade teacher in California, and just like you, I was once faced with the task of creating my own classroom library. In the beginning, I often thought to myself, my school has a perfectly good and well-stocked library. Why do I need to have one of my own in my classroom? I asked a more experienced teacher, and she gave me some insight that I hadn't thought of. 1. Students are often only allowed to visit the library once or so a week at their school. This restricts how many books they're exposed to and how many they can read. 2. Even though the library is in your school, it's not a place that your students will see as often as your classroom. Having books available to them in their own class makes it much easier to try on a new or different kind of book. Anecdotal opinions aside, research also strongly supports the inclusion of a library in every classroom. Here are some findings. Booksource reported in 2003 that students in classrooms with high-quality classroom libraries read 50% more than students who do not have access to a library in the classroom. Another statistic. Research compounded by Scholastic states that students in classrooms with well-designed classroom libraries interact more with books, which makes sense, spend more time reading, also makes sense, and demonstrate more positive attitudes towards reading, and exhibit higher levels of reading achievement. 3. Of course, most research states that the major benefit of having a classroom library is that it supports literacy instruction, but it can also support instruction in every subject, since your library can contain books that specifically coordinate with the content you teach. If you're a social studies teacher, include historical fiction, historical nonfiction. It's just common sense. Okay, number 4. Rutzel and Fossen wrote in their book that one of the major functions of a classroom library is to provide opportunities for independent reading and curriculum extensions. Your students are going to read the books on their own, but you can also use those books as an extension to your lessons. If you are doing a project on distances, studying distances in math, include a book about landmarks in your classroom library and pull that out and have students calculate the distance in both miles and kilometers to those different landmarks from your current location. Okay. As a teacher, you probably already knew that literacy plays a huge part in academic achievement, but you may not have been aware of how much it can help to encourage literacy through exposure to books in a classroom library. Also, as a teacher, you understand the importance of good study habits. So, go back through this video and pay close attention to the benefits that were shared, because there will be a test. Thanks for listening.